All right, everybody, I'm Brother Man. Welcome back with 3 a.m. We're here to continually challenge you. We want to take a look at scripture now from Mark chapter 1, where Jesus touches the leper, and we want to ask why. Why does he do this? So as we take a look at this on the screen, we're going to see that Jesus touches this leper. Mark chapter 1, verse 40 is where we're going to pick it up. It says, "Now a leper came to him, imploring him, kneeling down to him, and saying to him, 'If you are willing, you can make me clean.' Then Jesus, moved with compassion." You got to know what that word compassion means. It's two words. Com means with, and passion means to suffer. He's suffering with this guy. He's moved with that suffering with him, that compassion. It says he stretched out his hand and touched him and said to him, "I am willing, be cleansed." As soon as he had spoken, immediately the leprosy left him and he was cleansed. So notice how he was healed? Did you catch it? Look at this. Since this guy was healed as Jesus spoke, which points back to creation, all right? He spoke and it was. He commanded and it stood fast. Since this guy was healed as Jesus spoke, here's the question it raises. Why would Jesus touch this guy who's unclean? All right, he's unclean according to the law. And I really believe Jesus did this to show his disciples that we must do the same. See, the lepers were the people that were like the total outcasts, man. They had to go around saying, "Unclean, unclean." They lose their family. They lose everything. You know, their jobs, wherever they were in society, they are now an outcast. And I just wonder, do we have people like that today? Do we have outcasts? I mean, if you think about the outcasts in Scripture, here I'll put some of them on the screen. Jesus' disciples were outcasts. If you ever look at that, they actually failed out of theology school. All right, they were fishermen, tax collectors, which were really hated, adulterers. I mean, you name it. They were full of all of that. These are his disciples, and this is where I think so many people have lost that vision of who Jesus goes after. He goes after the outcasts, because today, who are the outcasts? Look at this. I put it on the screen. How about bikers? How about rock and rollers? Deviants, sexually immoral, inked. You ever seen anybody with ink all over them? Different ethnicities. You know, even if you're an albino, in certain places you get attacked. How about hillbilly? People pick on them all the time. Nerds, geeks, skaters. If you're oversized, if you're overweight, or you're too skinny, or you're bald, or a hippie, or a gypsy, or a Jew. I mean, people go after these people to make them feel bad. And I really believe this is who Jesus would go to minister to. Think about the woman at the well. Those that are complete outcasts. And this is where I want to challenge you, man. I mean, do you go after the lepers? Do you go after the outcast? Do you make them feel welcome? Or do you treat them as an outcast? And if you do, man, I'm telling you, you're not following Jesus. Not the Jesus of the Bible. You got your own character of who Jesus is, and it doesn't jive, man. If you really want to follow the master, then go after the lepers. Go after those that are sinners. The ones that Jesus would sit and eat with. Reach them, and you're doing his work. So for 3 a.m., I'm Brother Man with my wife, iDoc, back here producing, and we're challenging you, do this. Join us in reaching the lepers. Unconventional ministry. Until we meet again, God bless you.